Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am beyond excited to take you on a fast-paced journey through what is, frankly, one of the most ambitious and mind-bending technological ecosystems we've covered so far. We are taking a deep dive into the Omega UI platform. And look, this isn't just another app or a single piece of software. We're talking about an entirely new way of thinking about how we interact with our data, our local communities, and even our own digital memories.
I want you to really think about this for a second. What if your entire digital life existed completely off the grid, yet was instantly accessible to your own private AI? Imagine having no centralized cloud servers scraping your data and no internet service providers tracking your traffic, but you still get to keep the blazing fast, intelligent automation we've all come to rely on. That is the massive, almost paradoxical stakes of the technology we are exploring today.
Here is our agenda for today's Explainer. First, we'll explore the Omega UI ecosystem, then dive into absolute data sovereignty, look at automating digital memory, break down community and commerce, and finally wrap up with the Universal Command Protocol.
Let's start with Section 1, the Omega UI ecosystem, the foundational glue.
Okay, let's dive into this. The beating heart of this entire platform is something called the Universal Command Protocol, or UCP. Think of UCP as the ultimate unified connectivity protocol. It's the foundational framework ensuring seamless data flow across every single channel, device, and platform in the Omega stack. So instead of juggling 12 different passwords and fragmented online identities, UCP creates one unified digital U. It's literally the engine that lets your CRM, your AI assistant, and your secure messaging all talk to each other flawlessly without ever compromising your privacy.
And this really illustrates just how wide-ranging this ecosystem is. Because the UCP is so incredibly robust, the applications running on top of it are wildly diverse. You've got face-to-face for verified anti-deepfake human connections. There's the Arc, which is your personal data archive. Then you have Cloud Klepto, which is a social lending tool with photo proof, so you finally have cold, hard evidence of who borrowed your power drill and never gave it back. There's even Spectre, a literal professional-grade paranormal investigation platform for environmental data collection, and SynCloud Concert, an all-in-one media resizing engine. The sheer variety here highlights the platform's infinite possibilities. It's one unified intelligence platform powering everything from enterprise tools to, well, ghost hunting.
Moving on to Section 2, Absolute Data Sovereignty, True Digital Survival. The core philosophy behind their communication app, SynD, is absolute data sovereignty. According to the source material, SynD operates completely outside of centralized infrastructure. We're talking zero reliance on cellular networks, no ISP pipelines whatsoever, absolutely zero public internet exposure. It is a completely off-grid messaging protocol. The big idea here is total data immunity. Your data actually moves through local radio waves and cryptographic capsules, completely isolated from public web tracking pools. It's designed to keep working even in blackouts or disaster scenarios where normal connectivity just vanishes.
So how does that actually work in practice? It uses what they call the Omega Torrent-Mesh, and it's structured in three really fascinating layers. Layer 1 is the local domain, using Bluetooth Low Energy 5.0. It basically fragments payloads into tiny chunks and trades them device to device. It's kind of like passing a highly secure locked digital briefcase through a massive crowd of people. No one knows what's inside, but they all help pass it along. Layer 2 secures that briefcase using a WireGuard cryptographic capsule with ChaCha20 knowledge encryption, meaning the sender's identity and location are never logged. And finally, Layer 3 is the Edison Office server. This is a physical local tracker node down in Fort Myers, Florida, operating on a private subnet to help synchronize community ledgers without ever touching the public internet. To make all of this actually work, the system enforces extreme levels of digital rights management directly on your device. Because the platform relies on zero knowledge processing bounds, it demands really strict client-side protections. Say you send a sensitive message. SynD can enforce a screenshot block. It can disable the clipboard with copy protection, prevent local saving, lock forwarding to a single destination, and even execute an auto-destroy protocol that performs a complete cryptographic wipe the second the message is read. It ensures that when you send data, you are the one retaining absolute authority over its entire lifecycle.
Let's look at Section 3, Automating Digital Memory, Continuous Digital Recall.
The Omega ecosystem also features an application called Scriptinary, which is described as a smart automated screenplay archive. And honestly, this tool is wild.
Imagine never ever having to search for a lost file again because your computer just silently remembers exactly what you were looking at. It activates right at system boot time. Without you ever having to click a single button, it captures, indexes, and semantically archives every visual moment of your workflow. Every screen state, active window, and bit of context is timestamped and text extracted into a highly searchable memory layer. It requires absolutely zero manual input from you.
And the specs on this are just incredibly robust. The platform claims a 99.7% capture accuracy. By giving each tiny memory chunk its own precise timecode, you get this perfect, unblinking chronological record of your workflow, guaranteeing you never lose crucial context.
And perhaps even more impressively, it boasts a sub-200 millisecond index latency. To put that into perspective, that means when you use natural language to search for a moment, like asking, hey, when was I looking at that Omega UI token design? It searches through thousands of indexed chunks and retrieves the exact visual moment practically instantly. But a massive database of your screen history isn't all that useful without a brain to help you navigate it, right? Enter Glitch, the SynCloud AI assistant. Glitch acts as your 24/7 intelligent operations butler. It features multi-mode capabilities, meaning it handles text chat, generates images, builds storyboards, and even runs voice modes. But more importantly, it features smart memory, learning your specific context and preferences across sessions. And because this involves your highly personal workflow data, everything is strictly contained within the Arc sandbox. This automated recall container ensures your historical data is hermetically sealed in a vault just for you. It is completely invisible to anyone else. Shifting gears now to Section 4, Community and Commerce, Human Impact and Growth. On the community side, they've built an app called Cloud QR, and it fundamentally rethinks how people in need receive support. As the platform states, replace the physical cup with a digital link. It basically acts as a digital cup, allowing individuals to share their story and receive direct, secure financial support via Stripe using a QR code. It provides true dignity through asynchronous giving. That means people can donate from anywhere at any time, even when the recipient isn't physically standing right in front of them. It also features a real-time community map to help locate life-sustaining resources like water and safe spaces.
But Omega UI isn't just about saving your data or community support. It's also heavily focused on scaling your business, and this builds directly on their immense data capabilities. They offer access to a massive legend database, providing 2.4 million verified, high-quality leads. And instead of just handing you a raw spreadsheet, this database is seamlessly integrated into their native CRM called Legendary Leads. This gives you enterprise-grade pipeline tracking, contact scoring, and fully automated SMS and email sequences right out of the box. You can access this CRM and automation engine through 3 primary subscription tiers. They range from a $121 basic plan all the way up to a $555 white label option, which actually lets you completely rebrand their tech as your own SaaS to sell to your clients. But the real game changer here? They let you test drive this entire ecosystem, including the UCP protocol and the GLYTC AI Butler, completely free for 90 days before you ever have to commit. And signing up unlocks a massive subscriber asset library. We are talking over 500,000 private label rights articles, over 10,000 digital ebooks, and more than 500 complete e-course training modules right at your disposal. You instantly gain digital authority in almost any niche you can think of. When you combine this incredible content vault with your 24/7 Glitch AI Butler handling all the follow-ups, you're essentially launching an automated business in a box, all orchestrated smoothly by that foundational UCP protocol. Finally, Section 5, the Universal Command Protocol, the AI Router Engine. The sources provide a direct simulation comparing a standard large language model pipeline against the Omega UCP local router. Normally, when you ask a standard AI to execute a complex task, like analyzing sales data and emailing a report, it relies on really heavy, inefficient compute pipelines that drain energy and take a lot of time. The Omega UCP, however, acts as a smart router. It optimizes the prompt locally, figuring out exactly which systems need to be triggered without wasting huge amounts of computing power on unnecessary language generation. So the crucial point here is the stark difference in token processing. Look at the simulation data. In a standard command, the traditional pipeline avoided 0 tokens and took 1.36 seconds to process. But by acting locally, the Omega UCP managed to avoid processing 760 unnecessary tokens, dropping the latency down to a staggering 0.09 seconds. By routing commands efficiently at the local level, it massively reduces the computational burden.
And that efficiency translates directly into raw speed. The simulator reports a 15.1 times speedup when utilizing the UCP over standard AI pipelines. When your entire digital life, from your off-grid SynD messages to your scriptionary screen archives to your business CRM workflows, is being managed by an AI, that kind of speed and token efficiency is literally the only way a system this massive can run seamlessly without just grinding your hardware to a halt.
We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, from off-grid mesh networks to silent workflow archiving and massive commercial databases. It's an ecosystem that promises ultimate privacy by keeping absolutely everything local, but doing so requires giving a system absolute access to your digital existence. Which leaves us with one final thought to ponder. If ultimate data sovereignty requires recording your every digital move, are you ready to hand the keys to your own private AI? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.